Hi, real parents. I told you earlier that we would be looking at my upstairs rooms, and I kind of wanted to do that today because I'm not doing a bath bomb demo today. So I'm going to show you around my kids' bedrooms, and I'm going to talk a little about how I did and what I did. Um, so here we go. So this is my daughter's bedroom. She has purple paint on one wall, and then she has for her accent wall, and then she has pink all the way around. I'm kind of spinning you fast because I just want you to get an idea of what the room layout is. Now, we did a purple glitter paint. This actually can be painted right over. So if your kid is in that, phase where they're into fairies and princesses, it's a great idea. They make that through Disney. You can buy it at any paint shop. We got ours at Walmart. They only come in cans that are about probably a quart, and we only used one of them to do the whole wall because the way that it works is it's not like a regular paint where you want to lay it on super thick and make sure that it covers everything. You're going to see the glitter stick no matter what. And you can see here that the glitter really stuck. It's very glittery. So what we did to get the split in our wall is we just put tape right here. It took us about 2 days to complete this whole process. And then instead of some parents will go crazy doing the little borders and painting things. I don't have time for that. I'm going to be honest, your kids are not going to appreciate that. You're going to paint these decals on there. Half of them won't look like the characters, and they're not going to be appreciative of that. So what I did is I bought some wall art. I think this one cost me a little more. This one was about $15 a piece. It does light up. It has little lights in it. So that's part of her nightlight. She does also have a carriage nightlight over here. We bought this whole set when we were moving here because we wanted to give her a big girl room. She was transitioning out of her crib. And we bought cheap furniture for her. We weren't going to go expensive because the fact is she's a toddler. She is going to climb in the drawers. She's going to pull them out. They're just going to get destroyed. This set was about $20 for all 4 pictures. We hung them in a line. And then these cost me $15 a piece. Well, not a piece because it came with a whole roll. So everything you're seeing on this wall and everything you're seeing on this wall came all in that one package for $15. That covered most of our room. My child's room is pretty big. This one was a special one, and like I said, it had a giant decal on the bottom. She ripped that off. So when you are buying these big expensive fat heads that are $100 and some odd, your kid is not appreciative of that. They'll probably be destroyed. We got this one on sale for $15 at Walmart as well. And then these were $1 for the whole package. Now these actually are wall stickers, but since they're so cheap, they don't really stick. You can just take a glue stick and glue the back of these. You can do it with the regular ones as well, but usually those stick a little better. But if you're finding your kid is peeling them off, you can just take a glue stick and stick them to the wall. They still peel off if you grab the corners. You can still peel them off, but it keeps them down better. And especially if you are like we are, where we're in New York. So it is either extremely cold at -15 degrees or it is extremely hot at plus 100 degrees. There's no in between for us. My daughter's little fish tank, we got it for her for Christmas. It's kind of gross in there. I'm not gonna lie. I need to clean that. But we got her neon fish. It's one of her night lights. She likes a lot of night lights. So we got her that for Christmas, and it all lights up, and the fish actually light up, and she watches them move at night while she's going to bed. The one thing that I did also want to talk to you about is the library. I mentioned the library in my first video. These are all the books that we have actually bought and purchased. These cost us around $400. So if you have a local library, you should actually go and check it out when you get a chance without your kids. The first time you want to go and check it out without them, go look in their kids section and see what they have. See how kid-friendly your library is. And I know you're saying, well, real mom, if they have a kids section, then they're kid-friendly. That's not always the case. sometimes they have a kids room with kids books, but their library is actually not kid friendly. Our library here where we live is very kid friendly. They have a huge hole upstairs that has a puppet area and computers for kids to play on and tons of kids books and everything. And guess what? They're all free for me to take out. I can take out 50 books at a time and read her 7 books at night, and it's completely free. So instead of doing what we did the first time and buying all these useless books that now just sit here because she wants to read a different story every night, we go to the library. It's nothing to open a library card, and for us it's always fun because they do have that kids section. Now, where we used to live did not have a kids section. They had a kids corner. It had all the kids books in it, but they were not kid friendly. It was right next to where all the adults sat to read, so your kids could not, you know, sit there and read and have a good time. Of course, you don't want your kids screaming in any library, but kids are not going to be quiet. Let's be honest about that. They're not going to sit there and sit down and be quiet like they need to be in a library, and you're going to get some dirty looks. So you always want to assess that before you bring your kids there. But there's no problem if they don't have an actual kids section with you taking 5 minutes out of your day to just go down there. I usually, right now, I am grabbing full, like, I think this week, I'll show you later, I'm grabbing full section of books. So we do like a Curious George night, and I have like 5 or 6 books from Curious George. We have a Berenstain Bears night. That's how I've been doing it. When I run out of that, then I'll just go by the author's names from A to Z, and we'll just work our way around the library. But, so this is my daughter's room. Nothing was expensive here. We did get blackout shades, and I will say that these are amazing. Our kids go to bed at 7 o'clock at night. And I know you're saying, oh my God, that's so early. But it's actually really not. When your kids are waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, they should be getting 12 hours of sleep. 7 o'clock at night, it's not dark out yet. So these darkening shades make it feel like it's nighttime, even though it's not. Yes, we have a built-in AC. That was there when we moved here. We did not put that in. Our kid is, I love my daughter, but she's not that special that I would drill holes in my wall to put in a built-in AC. And here is the monitors that I was talking about. It hits right over her bed. We can see her whole bed area. So I did paint this. I'm a little weird. I wanted them each to, because they both have these crosses on their doors, so I painted their names on their doors. It's kind of like an older kid thing. I thought it'd be cool for when they get a little older. We won't be staying here that long because we're actually in the process of buying a house. Now this is my son's room. We did the same thing in his room. We bought a couple of these small little pictures that came in a pack. We have some more over here on the wall. This is an old shelf that I had that was for CDs from like the 90s when people used to collect CDs. Like, so I went to a garage sale and I bought this for like $5, and we use it to put pictures and everything on. Eventually all those will come down and we'll have pictures and figurines and stuff up there. He has the stickers in his room. I know, I'm a bad parent. I haven't filled out his full year yet, but honestly, who has the time to sit there and cut little circular pictures? Then you can never find ones that fit, so you have like one eyeball and half a nose, and it just looks stupid. So his are not room darkening. He does not like his room dark. We did try the room darkening. We took them back to the store. He freaked out. He does have a nightlight that projects on the ceiling, but they are not very bright at all. So we painted his wall. He's got a light blue, and he's got the stickers. And that's, like I said, that's the great thing about stickers, is you have the characters and you can do a whole room theme. It doesn't cost you very much, and in the end, I mean, you didn't put a whole ton of work in it. So if your kid outgrows it and you have to rip them down, it only takes you 5 minutes to maybe rip down the whole room. This did take me a while. I cut the room in half. I wanted to do a border line. So what I did is I put tape on the top and bottom and painted the middle. First, we painted the whole wall blue, which is the way that you want to do it. You want to paint the whole wall your solid color first, so if you get any gaps in your line, you're not showing the previous color that was on the wall, so that you can go through and touch it up. It did take me a while to do that. I'll be honest, I will never do that again. It took forever, and those tapes do not work. They say that they, you know, are peel off straight. They are not peel off straight. They peel off crooked and jagged, and I don't know, for me, they just didn't work. This is my son's crib. I will suggest that anyone that is looking for a crib, buy one of these cribs. This actually converts. This front rail comes down and then has a toddler rail, then it comes down and has a daybed rail, and this whole piece, this is our changing table. We have storage on the side here. This whole thing comes off, so we do have another piece like this, and this will go back up, and then that whole piece can come off for when he's older. And then we have rails that go on the sides here, and this actually becomes the footboard, this actually becomes the headboard, and we have rails that go on the side to create this into a whole queen bed. I will tell you that our daughter's originally was a conversion crib. It did not come with the pieces, so you do want to splurge a little extra and find the one with the pieces that already come with it, because when you are ready to actually convert, most of these cribs are not sold anymore, and you will not find the pieces that you need to actually convert it. So you either need to buy it all at once, or you need to buy one that comes with all the pieces. So that is my son's room. His room is a little smaller than my daughter's. He was born second. What are you gonna do? Not all rooms are the same size. So and this is my bedroom. We did the same. We love accent walls in our house. Almost every room has an accent wall. Our playroom actually is half purple, half green, because we have a boy and a girl. So you just put the tape along the sides and top of the wall, and you paint it, peel the tape off, and you have a awesome accent wall. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. And yes, my room is a mess. Please excuse my messy room. I keep my mini vanilla wafers. They never come out of my room. I eat them at night while I'm watching YouTube. So here's all the books we actually got this week. I was talking to you guys about. We took all of these out this week. So I was just there the other day. All of these were free. So we do have to bring them back. We have 3 weeks to bring them back with ours. So these will all go back. They actually also have movies that you can rent now. Most libraries have a movie section for both adults and kids. We have been constantly renting movies from them. Yes, we do have tons of Disney movies. We are part of the Disney Movie Club, but there are other movies that we don't have. We have no interest in buying. We just want to see them for the first time. So we rent from the library and we bring them back. It is an awesome program. If you guys have not, you guys are not a part of it, you should definitely become part of it. Different libraries have different things going on. Our library currently has a thing where if you sign your kid up during the summer and they read, every time they read 2 hours, they get a book sent to them in the mail. Or they get to go into the library and pick a book off the shelf and keep it and take it home with them. That I think is an awesome program, because I definitely read, probably in a week, I read maybe 3 to 4 hours a night. If you add up all the time, I read, that much with my daughter. So the fact that she's getting something out of it, it's showing her that reading is awesome. And it is. You don't want your kid just sitting in front of the TV all day. But let's be honest, most of us moms, that's our, time to get things done. Here, sit down and watch a movie so I can go clean my sink. That's the way it is. Nowadays you can't let your kid outside without somebody calling the cops on you, so it's kind of what you have to do. So, but we read a lot, and they also have a program right now where every month they also send your kid a free book in the mail, which is another awesome thing. They have different, if you go ask them for a schedule, they'll have different story times, and ours actually has a tablet time for kids. Ours has a Lego time for kids. It's pretty awesome. Our kids are not at the age where they can do Lego time yet. They have specific ages for that, which I guess it must be something that, has more people in when school's not in session, because you can't do Lego time until you're like age 5. It's like ages 5 to 8. But kids are in school in the middle of the week, and their Lego time is like on a Wednesday in the middle of the day. So I don't know, maybe homeschooled kids. Maybe that's what they were gearing it for. Not really sure. But excuse my nose, I am completely stuffed up. My allergies are acting up wicked right now. Our people that do the lawn and cut the grass and everything are here today, and they are kicking up so much pollen right now. Even though I'm not outside, it is driving my allergies insane. So, excuse me if I sound a little stuffy. But I would definitely recommend going to the library and checking out the programs that they have. You might be surprised on what your library actually has. Some libraries actually even have a daycare right in the library. So they'll allow you to they have like phone classes and art classes and stuff like that, and then they run a daycare while that's going on, and you can actually drop off your kid and have some parent time. They have a movie night in our library, which I was considering, telling my mom, hey, you need to come over because we're going out to a movie. I mean, it's free. For parents that don't have money, they're constantly spending money on their kids. Free is a big thing. You always want to find something that your kid can do, and you want your kid to be happy. What's better than something that's going to make them happy that's free? And what's better than something that you get to do that's free? I don't know of anything that you can do besides what I just found out that I can do at the library that's free. I mean, movie night and art classes, and where else are you going to find that? I just think that's awesome for parents that can't afford to, go out, and I can't afford to go out and have a 5-star dinner and, go to an art class and go to one of those chef classes that you see these, couples do on TV. I can't afford that. I have 2 kids. I mean, we're not low class, but I mean, middle class is struggling right now. I will tell you, we're middle class and we're struggling. Like, for me, I already talked about this, but for me to go back to work it wouldn't work out for us unless I can find a job like my husband's. I tried to work where he works. It would not make me happy. I'll be totally honest. I would end up leaving in a couple of years because I want to be a nurse, and I work all the time. I'm one of those people that cannot not work. It bothers me. But right now, I'm kind of like settled in at home because of the fact that I have been going job to job because I'm just not happy. I want to be a nurse, and I haven't had the time to go back to school because I, had my kids. I've been raising my kids. My husband's job is what supports us. So it's like one of those things where I haven't had time. And for me, I want to specialize in oncology. So you're talking about a 6-year schooling. That's no laughing matter. 6 years of having to go to school. And for me, I fortunately found a nighttime class, but that means that I'm not going to get to sleep. And that was another thing that I want to talk about. I don't want to target anybody in general, but when you see us moms up late at night and we're chatting and we're having fun, how dare you come on and say, oh, well, it must be nice to, be able to be up, and we're giving up our sleep to have us time. There is no, sleeping in and, going out and getting our nails done. And if that's what you think stay-at-home moms do, you're in for a rude awakening. 90% of stay-at-home moms are not upper class. Those upper class moms are the ones that get on the internet and tell everybody how to raise their kids, and they have no clue how to raise their kids themselves because they use nannies and daycares when they sit at home and complain about doing laundry. Those are those moms. 90% of stay-at-home moms are not doing that. They are not going to get their nails done on a weekly basis. They're not going out to brunch. They're not, staying up all night and then sleeping in all day and, taking naps. And yes, I do take bubble baths. You've seen it on my channel. I take bubble baths. The reason I take bubble baths is because that's my me time. That's the time that I get to myself. I do need some time to myself, and some people are like, well, you gave that up when you had kids. If you have ever been a stay-at-home mom, okay, I'm not talking about a working mom, because a working mom, yes, your life is stressful, but you still get to go to work every day and have conversations with people that are not 3 years old and not throwing things at you. So you have no clue what I am talking about. If you have ever been a stay-at-home mom, you will know that you need you time. Because if you don't get that, you go insane. I'm going to be completely honest. There was times when my husband, I mean, he's working a lot of overtime now, but there was times when I wouldn't see him for like weeks and months at a time. And it would drive me insane. I literally would go nuts because I'm like, I'm home with the kids all day long. I don't have any time to myself. I don't do anything for myself because we had no money. I mean, at that point in time, we had a lot of bills that we were facing down. You know, everything's a work in progress. You want things, you gotta work for them. So, you know, for middle class and lower class people, that means taking out credit cards and stuff like that. But that's all gotta be paid back. So when you people are looking, well, wow, how do you get to afford this? You know, sometimes you have to charge it, but you still have to pay it back later. It's not, you know, I don't just get to go out and buy these things and, you know, us have all this extra money. I'm not a millionaire. You know, money means something. It's not just, you know, stuff I throw in the wind, and it means something in my family. You know, but we do sacrifice, but we don't sacrifice. We do sacrifice in the fact that we don't always get everything that we want when we want it because we're middle class. But we don't, you know, sacrifice in the fact that, you know, I don't sacrifice what my kids' needs and what my needs are. So, you know, if I don't get to do something for myself this week because we have to buy diapers and stuff, it's not a question of whether I'm buying diapers or not. The diapers are going to be bought, and I just have to kind of suck it up. At one point, we were in that boat all the time when there was absolutely no extra money at all because there was no overtime at my husband's job. And it sucked. It royally sucked. So for you to get online and for you to judge me and say, oh, well, it must be nice to, you know, get to sleep in. You need a reality check to what I do every day and what these other stay-at-home moms do every day. Because you honestly have no clue. And I'd like to see you take a day in my shoes. Because I guarantee at the end of the day, you'd be knocking at my door, handing my kids going back to me going, I don't know how you do it. I'm going to have to go through a month of therapy just to get over this. Because honestly, it is not easy. But this is the life that I chose. This is what I wanted out of my life. I wanted my kids more than anything in the world. But you don't have the right to judge me for that. Absolutely not. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow when my fragrant jewels come in. I just wanted to show you guys around my house. I told you guys I was going to do it. So if you have any questions about how to do your kids' room, anything like that, you can leave it in the comments. I will be happy to answer. We have done everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. We've done, you know, chair rails. In our old bedrooms, we had chair rails with multi-lines coming out of them. And, you know, we did a lot of things. But I'm going to be honest, your kids aren't going to appreciate that. So buying those $15 stickers are usually your best bet, because guess what? Your kids' interests are going to change like that. One day they're into princesses, and then the next day they're into motocross. And guess what? They're going to want their room to match. You know? So I honestly, my daughter, I got very lucky with my daughter. She is still very into princesses, but eventually it's going to come time when all that stuff is going to have to go. So I would suggest, if your kids are in the middle age group, around 5 to 7, keeping it all like an even color that'll match pretty much anything. And then just using like stickers and different colored paints. It honestly doesn't take much to paint a room. It takes a day. The paint is dry by the end of the day. You stick up the stickers, you're done. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I will see you all later. Goodbye, real parents.